like saying rage because I think that's a really unhealthy feeling. And when you feel those things, it only harms yourself.
Well, let me run it down to you, communist, homosexual, faggot, dipshit, motherfucker. Fuck you, that's why. 'Cause fuck you, that's why. 'Cause helmets suck, that's why. And commies like you swallow, that's why. Fuck Pete Wilson, that's why. Fuck Dick Floyd, that's why.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Liberty Bowl. So, John Fetterwoman is coming to his defense and seeking consequences for the NBC reporter who gave us this piece of gold just the other day.
That auditory processing where I'll hear someone speaking, but sometimes I'll be able to be precise on what exactly that they're saying. I use captioning.
His campaign required that he be allowed to use a transcription program on his computer during our interview.
All right, so as you can see, Fetterman is so cognitively declined from his massive stroke that he suffered back in May that he can no longer comprehend words that are spoken to him unless, he gets a pre-written out list of, questions beforehand. He does not comprehend what people are saying to him, all right? Obviously, this is a problem, and John Fetterwoman wants consequences for the NBC reporter who went ahead and gave us this information. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to break down this here audio and we're going to see what this is all about. All right. But as always, you guys, the Liberty Bowl. So before we get into that, let's smoke us some herbs. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out this whole audio clip from the old John Fetterwoman's woman trying to come to his defense about his inability to comprehend words and engage in basic small talk.
I don't like saying rage because I think that's a really unhealthy feeling. And when you feel those things, it only harms yourself. But I just, what a disservice that she did to not only my husband, but to anyone facing a disability and working through it. And I don't know how there were not consequences, right?
Okay, so she starts off by saying, what a disservice, that this reporter, has done for the people and shit. If anything, I would say that's a great service, right? These are the types of things that the voters need to know about. I mean, John Fetterman cannot engage in small talk because he can't comprehend words that people are telling him. That's a pretty important thing, especially when you're trying to be a senator. I mean, you need to be able to, first off, engage in full, robust conversation, and at the very minimum, understand the conversations that's taking place on the Senate floor, right? That's the very minimum. And these accommodations, things like that, you should not be able to have a fucking, dragon fucking voice, talk to text type thing sitting in front of you in order to be able to understand and engage in basic conversation. I'm sorry, call me ableist, call me what you will, but it is what it is.
I mean, there are consequences for folks in these positions who are any of the isms. I mean, she was ableist, and that's what she was in her interview. It was appalling to the entire disability community, and I think to journalism. All
right, so it was appalling to the entire disability community and to journalism. I disagree, obviously. I mean, these are the types of things that journalists literally are, Therefore, they are there to basically get us out the information, let us know the things that we need to know, such as the fact that the person running for Senate can't comprehend the words that are coming out of my mouth, or your mouth, or anybody's mouth, really. So, again, how is he supposed to be able to comprehend the words that are coming out of the other senators' mouths on the Senate floor, right? So, this lady really wants consequences for this news reporter for basically bringing out it's already been pretty obvious, John Fetterman is very, very cognitively declined. Of course, this is due to the massive stroke that he suffered back in May. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. I mean, you are running for United States Senate, right? Until you are, one, not running, or God forbid you get elected, not making decisions for the betterment of the American people, yeah, until that time, you are fair game, buddy. You are fair game, and we are going to completely pick you apart, and we're going to scrutinize every single thing that you do. We're going to break down every single sentence that you mess up, every single one of your little fumbles, this and that, and we're going to break it down to the fullest.
I was shocked. I'm still really upset about it. And I think the positive is it's brought a lot of conversations around accommodations, around rights, around ableism, right? I mean, ableism was trending on Twitter. It just shows there's so much work to do, but these networks have to take accountability, right?
Okay, so she started talking about, how we're able to now have conversations about things like this and accommodations, right? Okay, so I understand there are disabled people in the world, right? There's handicapped people in the world. I mean, that's why, there's deaf people. That's why we have, talk to text type things. That's why, these types of, programs are there for people that, cannot hear, or people that, are like Fetterman, in a state of cognitive decline, or, something's wrong with your brain, right? Understandable. Things happen in society, right? So when it comes to things like accommodations, right? I'm okay with things like, I don't know, give someone a job as a door greeter at Walmart, something like that. Things like that, fine. I mean, I don't think that you should be forced to do these types of things. If you're running a business, you shouldn't be forced to really include anybody, based off of the color of their skin, based off of their religious, based off their creeds, based off of their abilities, things like that. You should not be forced to hire people and accommodate people. But ultimately, it is a decent thing to do. That being said, not when it comes to people that are going to be making decisions for all of us. Absolutely not, right? Like I said, go get a job at Walmart or something, Fetterman, but you do not belong in the Senate.
Like, where is your training?
Right.
It was appalling to see. And you see that in schools, you see that with young children. You don't expect to see it at this level. And, I haven't heard an apology. It hasn't come. I am hopeful that, they will reflect and see that they did an incredible disservice to all Americans.
Yeah, so that apology, it's not going to come because you don't deserve one, right? John Fetterman does not deserve one. As I mentioned earlier, until you are not in a position, or at least not running for a position, to where you are making decisions for the betterment of the entire country, yeah, you do not deserve an apology. Anything that you do is going to be put underneath the microscope, and we're going to scrutinize it, break it down, and we're going to post it on YouTube, right? That's what we do. And get used to it, because that's what's going to continue to happen. And do not ever expect an apology, because you are never going to receive one. So, that being said, fuck you, John Fetterman. Fuck you, John Fetterman's wife. Alrighty, guys. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video out, share it with your friends, share the channel with your friends. I appreciate all of you guys. So before we go, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with a bunch of, clips just of the great John Fetterman.
My name is John Fetterwoman. Eliminate the filibuster? Yeah! Get things done. Send us back to New Jersey? Yes. Send me to D.C. for you.
Until this tea kettle is cured, there will never be enough bread in the laundry.
Ding dong! Karate! Get hell hurry!
It's such the most important race for the Senate here for 22. We have to replace Pat Toomey. Oh, no. Yeah. Senator Toomey was not very nice to me. Pat Toomey is a miracle. He had a chance to match me up again. Abortion is the ballot now in November. Please understand the stakes in this race. Send me to Washington, D.C. so I can work with Senator Casey and I can champion the union way of life in in D.C. Thank you very much, and it's an honor. I live 8 minutes away from here, and when I leave tonight, I got 3 miles away, Dr. Oz in his mansion in New Jersey. You've got a friend and you have an ally. Send me to Washington, D.C. Thank you very much. Thank you, Steelworkers. He has 10 mansions. I gave away the lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, the only lieutenant governor in the history to do that. And you can count on us to eliminate the filibuster and let's get some stuff done for America. We're going to run an issue-based campaign as well, too. I am forever so grateful. I believe I did the right thing, but I may have broken the law during the course of it, and I'm certainly not above the law.
Yeah, new at 6 tonight, the mayor of Braddock admits to pulling a shotgun after chasing a man he suspected of firing a gun near his home. And it turns out that man was just an innocent jogger.
You didn't have a doctor in your life making fun of it, making light of it, or telling you that you're not fit to be served. Can you describe a stroke and what's happened? So I use the example. So pretend I want to go to Wegmans. Already knew that this is going to be a tight race, and we've always been running like this is down 5 points because we know what the stake is at the race here.
Because there's so much is at stake here in this race, and that's why we're staying in this, and that's why we think and we know that it's so much critical that we need somebody that can actually lives in Pennsylvania.
Tomorrow is 3 months ago. 3 months ago, my life could have ended. Tell me, who wins Erie? 25 of those 54 red counties, more votes. Who would ever think that I would be the normal one in the race here? With that. What is wrong with demanding for an easy, safe kind of their income, a path to a safe place for them to win, to work?
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense.